Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this week's market breakdown on what we are looking for this week. Kicking things off with the economic calendar, we've got a fairly heavy back end of the week. CPI on Wednesday, followed by some GDP data to come out on Friday. So fairly volatile. We'll bear that in mind when we jump to the charts. Now kicking things off, starting with the DXY, of course starting on the higher time frame, we are at this blue horizontal level here where we are currently rejecting, using it as some resistance, which we want to use as support. Some liquidity here, resistance there before, support. So scaling down to the weekly time frame, we are bearish. We are creating lows, lower highs, lower lows, and this is now potentially the lower high, rejecting the weekly 50 EMA from this level here. A lot of accumulation going on the daily time frame, also holding this daily 200 EMA. I think ideally, if we want to look for shorts on the DXY, a break below this level here, so coming down, and a retest with this 4-hour 50 wrapping around to take it short would be what we are looking for the US dollar. Moving on to euro, we are at this level of now support. Ultimately, the euro is in a downtrend, as you can see on the daily time frame, or creating lows, lower highs, lower lows, a lot of accumulation, had a sell-off. However, what I see is overall, where have we made significant highs and lows? This is a significant low, significant high, significant low, significant high, and this here could potentially be the significant low. So what I don't want to do is take a short from this level here and then ultimately have the reversal going back up. If we wanted to put a fib from this swing low here to the swing high, we are within this golden region of the retracement zone, so we could potentially see some sort of rejection from this area and a push to the upside to then start creating some sort of uptrend on the higher time frame. So at the moment, I don't really want to be trading euro shorts. I would rather see a break at these highs and then coming back down for retest to take it long. I don't really want to be shorting euro at this level, to be honest. Yen, notoriously weak. We have now broken below this level. I think after a daily body close below this previous low, any retracements potentially into this area here with this 4-hour 50 wrapping around to take it short is what I'm looking for. The pound, again, we keep speaking about this range which we are in. We broke below it. I believe now we are coming back into it. So what we could potentially see from here is we are creating some bullish structure here. I think for full confirmation, a break above this level here, and then getting in on any retest from there, because I believe once we break this level on the daily time frame, once we break this level here on the daily time frame as well, we will be in a bullish trend rather than sitting in a bearish trend on the daily. Ideally, if the daily is bearish, I don't want to be looking for buys on a 4-hour. I'd rather see the daily flip bullish like that, and then on the 4-hour that doesn't look too great, but you get the gist. 4-hour will also be bullish, daily will also be bullish, so time frames in sync is what you want to be seeing. Australian dollar, we are at this area of interest here. We're just having some resistance rejection here as we did before, where we've used this level here as support. I guess we're just kind of accumulating at the moment. We could potentially see a deeper retracement, potentially into the daily 50. But overall, the Australian dollar is bullish. If we were to look for longs from this area, a break above this level, coming back in with that 4-hour 50 EMA to take it long is what we would look for. Canadian dollar currently having a disgusting rejection candlestick here. It had a great run last week because of, I believe mainly because of oil distribution. Now there's limited oil being released from Iran. Canada are still very big oil exporters, so I think the Canadian dollar benefited from last week's oil run. But as oil is having a big rejection on the daily, so is the Canadian dollar. So we are back below this level here. I think we'll see how this daily candlestick closes and kind of take it from there. Ultimately, just based off of what's happening in this area, we are bullish. So we've broken these highs here and we are having rejection from this area, but once we scale down onto the lower time frames, you can see we've had push up, broken these highs, kind of coming back down. So potentially from this area here, if we have a retracement with this 4-hour 50, we'll look to potentially take it long, but we'll keep an eye on it. Swiss franc. So again, we are kind of consolidating, sideways movement going on here, but in an uptrend, rejecting the daily 50 EMA. It's not very clean. We do like to see a trend before we take a trade, but to be fair, from this level doesn't look too bad to go long. I think potentially tomorrow morning there could be a trade to be taken on some Swiss franc longs, potentially against some US dollar shorts. We'll have a look at USD CHF in a minute, but yeah, this looks all right at the moment for some longs. And then New Zealand dollar, we were in this downwards range. I believe what I'm looking for here, I am looking for ultimately longs, so a breakout of this area, so a break above here, coming back down to retest, potentially with this 4-hour 50 coming to meet it around to take it long. Ideally is what I would like to see, but a breakout of the range to start off with would be best, I believe. We are rejecting the daily 200 and the daily 50 here. We'll see how the daily closes as well, to be fair, because if we close quite bullish, tomorrow's candlestick could be similar to break out of this range, to then look for some longs potentially on Wednesday. So looking at USD CHF, it's not the cleanest of price action, but we are rejecting this daily 50, kind of hitting the previous levels of support, using it as resistance. So if we mark it kind of like this, we have wicked into it. We put a little fib from that swing high to this swing low. I'm unsure. I'm not sold on this chart just yet, because although weekly is bearish, where we would be trading into would ultimately be price discovery. So the only like previous resistance we've had is this massive wickage here. I'm not saying it can't happen, it can definitely happen, but it's not the best structure we've seen. Daily time frame, I guess we are in a bit of an uptrend in the 4-hour as well. I'll keep an eye on the indexes, potentially tomorrow morning if we have some good rejections here, and if depending on how this daily candlestick closes on the US dollar, and if we can get below this descending trend line, so back below here would be ideal. Unfortunately, pound yen, we didn't get any retracements into this area of interest here. We were quite close, but not close enough, so we did actually miss this position. Silver on the daily time frame could be good opportunity to go long, rejecting the daily 50 on many occasions. However, we are sitting below 12-hour 50, 8-hour 50 and 4-hour 50, so a break above this level here and potentially a retest would be more than ideal to take it long. Gold is sitting on the 12-hour 50. However, between the two, if we go to gold silver chart, we are currently kind of moving down, showing more silver strength here. Had quite a bit of accumulation here. We are now breaking below this 4-hour 50, sitting above the 8-hour 50, above the 12-hour 50, almost about to close below the daily 50. So I think if we get the break and retest on silver, so like a break and retest to go long with that 4-hour 50, I think that would also give us the break and retest of this area to go short on this gold silver chart, which would play into our silver longs. But yeah, at the moment, we're just going to keep an eye on the indexes, see what we have tomorrow morning, and whether we'll be looking to take any FX trades. I think silver at the moment, should we get a break and retest of that area to go long, looks good. We'll keep an eye out. Gold or silver, I think one of these two may be our trade for the week. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Any questions, please leave them down below. And I hope everyone has a great week ahead.